Why don't you give a quick little rundown of what you know?
Yeah, it's actually good for me to see a familiar face. Head coach Dave Vespignani and I go way back. This program and I go way back from my home area, so it's good to actually see these guys make the trip out west. Look, this is a very good shooting Cumberland Valley team, particularly with their big three of Jared D'Olimpio, Nolan Bazooka, and Preston Austin. These guys can light it up. They all shoot around 50%, if not over. In Bazooka's case, they rebound the ball very well. They might have been the best team in District 3 outside of defending state champ Central York, except for the fact that they ran into their conference mate Central Dauphin in the district playoffs, who knocked them out. So they had to go through the consolation bracket. They lost to a county rival in Mechanicsburg. They come back. They beat York High to get to this point and be the 7th seed out of the district. This is going to be a really tall task for a Newcastle team that last week struggled to find their shooting capabilities. They really had problems in the third quarter against Upper St. Clair. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to shoot better. If this gets into a shooting contest, we know both teams are very much capable of it, but either side has got to be very careful if the other one gets hot.
That's our Axe is here to get you there. Lawrence County door-to-door transportation service as we're going to take our first time out of pregame. We'll come back. We'll talk more about the Red Hurricanes. You're listening to LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
Congratulations to our February LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Union Girls Basketball as February's LCAP Team of the Month after winning their third straight WPIAL championship. Congratulations to Coach Nogue and the undefeated Lady Scots basketball team, our February LCAP Team of the Month. Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock's Davy Kwok as the February Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month for scoring his 1,000th career point in the section finale. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Laurel wrestler Maggie Alfera as the February Female Athlete of the Month for finishing third in the WPIAL Championships and qualifying for the state finals. Congratulations and best of luck to juniors Maggie Alfera and Davy Kwok, the February Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
And welcome back here to Newcastle as we get ready tonight's PIAA 6A contest between Cumberland Valley and Newcastle. Newcastle, of course, we're going to be talking about a couple seniors that have been a big part of the team this year. Of course, Ralphie Blundo in the starting lineup, and Jaden Schaefer will be coming off the bench today, but we'll also see Quaylen Davis enter the lineup. You've seen that last week for the first time. It's an interesting choice in the change.
Yeah, it is. And Schaefer came in late in that game. He was actually the sixth guy off the bench. And Davis, if you go back to the WPIAL tournament, had only played 26 minutes in the first two games. And his minutes jumped from the second game from the first. So they saw something in that second game where they needed to get him in the lineup. Last week he was effective, 4 points, 4 rebounds, he had a block. He made an impact early in that game. The problem overall for Newcastle in that game, Tim, was they just could not make shots. And they took a lot of perimeter shots. They had a lot of problems trying to challenge inside against Tyler Robbins and that really tall Upper St. Clair front line. It's not going to be easier here today because this is a pretty big Cumberland Valley team too, but you don't have 6'10 there. You have 6'7", 6'7", and 6'10". That's 3 inches. That's still a big difference when you're talking about pure post play and guarding and protecting the rim. So they might find life going to the bucket a little bit more easier today than what they did a week ago. Their key tonight, though, is, and I said this last Friday when we were getting ready to do the Whippio final, watch Ralphie Blundo early in this game. If he comes out and he hits like 2 or 3 shots early in the game and his range is on, that's going to be a big, big factor. The other factor is the young man walking in front of us right now, and Damian Harrison, who struggled on the glass last week. He's going to have to get back to his double-double self if they're going to win this game today.
Well, it's going to be a battle of 2 1,000 scorers in their career, and Ralphie Blundo for the Canes, and for Nolan Bazooka for Cumberland Valley. Bazooka, I watched him earlier this week in a previous game earlier in the season against Central Dolphins, scored 32 points. He's a president. He can work inside and outside. Very impressive young man.
Yeah, don't remind me what he did to my alma mater a couple weeks ago. Please do not remind me of that. He's an excellent player. He actually didn't know if he was going to play basketball a couple years ago, and they finally got him out there, and he's become the leader on this team, and he is what makes their whole engine go. They are a team that they get a little bit of something from everybody that's different. Jared D'Olimpio is a great outside shooter. Bazzoka's a great inside-outside guy. Austin can light it up, too. He's a versatile guy, more of a swing-type forward that a lot of these teams implement right now. But it all starts and ends for Cumberland Valley with Nolan Bazzoka. And if he gets going here, he's a double-double average on the season. Those three guys all, by the way, scored over 20 points in the Mid-Penn championship game against Trinity. For those that aren't familiar, the Mid-Penn takes the top two teams out of each division, and they put them in a tournament at the end of the season before districts start. It's kind of a nice little champions-type tournament. Top four teams, I beg your pardon. They won this tournament. They won that tournament for the second straight year, and in the final, Austin, D'Olimpio, and Bazzoka all over 20 points in that game against Trinity. They scored 72 of the 85 points that Cumberland Valley put out that night.
Nolan Bazzoka was named Mid-Penn Player of the Year. Kristen Austin mentioned earlier, he was a first-team Commonwealth, and Jared D'Olimpio was a second-team All-Commonwealth. So there's the three that Eric was just talking about and what they bring to the table. Of course, they'll be taking on the Canes. And when you talk about the Canes, one of the guys you got to have to talk about, Eric, is Kai Cox, the freshman. What a dynamic player that he has shown in his first year at the varsity level.
Yeah, and he had problems again last week, too. Just was trying to get inside a lot. There wasn't a lot open there. He's another guy on this team that I think if you see him get involved early in this game, for whatever reason, to me, last week Newcastle seemed a little gun-shy. They wanted to shoot threes, but they really didn't try to draw Robbins out enough, I don't think, and attack the basket. They were getting beat on long rebounds, which you've got to watch. You cannot get beat on the long rebounds, and long rebounds we mean when it's off the side of the rim and it's going out to the corner, out to the top. You got to make sure you run those down. Newcastle didn't do a good enough job on those last week either. Cox has to be more aggressive offensively. I think we need to see the freshman become a sophomore, so to speak, right before our eyes here today. This is the type of game, the last time this crew is going to play on their home court for the season, this is the type of game where Blundo has had so many great games in this building, it might be time to hand the torch off to Cox, and it might be his day to take this program to the next step.
All right, we're going to take one more timeout. We'll come back. It'll be basketball time here at Newcastle. You're listening to LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joy ride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joy ride, call AXE today.
Cold winds blowing. Temperature.
Welcome back here to Newcastle. It's now time to honor our country with our Tice national anthem. Now it's time for our Crane Room starting lineups, brought to you by the Crane Room. Been introduced, and that is our Crane Room starting lineups here for tonight's ball game. And real quick, Eric, as we get ready for tonight's tip-off, tonight's keys of the games are brought to you by Work in Progress Paint Services. Some of the keys, we kind of talked about it earlier, but I think the battle between the two top scorers is going to be important here tonight.
Yeah, and really it's going to be pick your poison. If you're Newcastle, you're going to probably take your best defender. My guess is that they're probably going to put Harrison on Austin, so we're going to have to watch the defensive matchups here. And there's going to be a little bit of a shift in physicality. Whoever guards Bazalka is going to have maybe a little bit of a physical mismatch on the one end. You're talking about a defensive end, tight end going against maybe a swing player. So let's see what these matchups are early on.
All right, tonight's game is brought to you by the law office of William J. Flannery. As we get the first quarter underway, the law office of William J. Flannery is proudly proud to support the Canes on their quest for a PIAA championship. As the Canes get started, they have Blundo top of the key, drives down the right lane, one-handed right shot, and shot no good. Rebound there by the Eagles as they'll bring the ball up court. They'll quickly get it into Bazooka as he gets it back out, and outside three, good by Dulipo.
They will shoot a lot of them, and he'll be the guy, the catalyst that does it, shooting 41% from three-point territory on the season.
With the ball is Harris, top of the key between the two circles. Goes left side, back to Harris, bounce pass, top of the key, go inside to Davis, back outside. That is Blundo for three, rolls the rim, no good. Follow up by Cox is no good. Ball on the ground, picked up there by Austin, and they'll get the Eagles offense back in the forecourt. With the ball is DiLippo, goes right side. Bazooka goes right to the lane and puts it in. Bazooka with his first two and a quick 5-point lead here for Cumberland Valley.
Double figures in all but 2 games this season for Bazalka, and he will take you off the dribble like we just saw. He'll step outside. He won't shoot many, but he'll test you now and then and take you outside and stretch your defense.
They get it outside. That's Harrison for three. Shot in front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by the Eagles. They quickly get it out. They bring it up court with Dill. Gives it left side. Back on the right side. Top to DiLippo as they move it back around into the corner. As they get it to Bazalka, as he gives it right back up. Over to Levo, into the corner again. As they run this motion offense, really good at working the passing lanes. As they work it around the arc, there's Bazalka for a three, yep, and good.
Cumberland Valley started 3 for 3 here early on. Rock Blundo might want to think about getting a timeout.
5:45 remaining here in the first quarter. 8-0 lead here for Cumberland Valley. Canes with the ball in the forecourt. Get it into side as we stolen away on the pass from Blundo. As they work it down court, DiLippo is fouled as he goes up for the shot. And Jared DiLippo will head to the line for the first 3 throws of tonight's ball game.
We go back to that first 3 that DiLippo made. He's now made 11 of 20 3-pointers in the postseason.
First shot from the line is up and good. Yeah, he had that big one against your alma mater in the regular season from the corner to end the ball game right at the buzzer. A game that he was kind of quiet in most of that game. But when the game was on the line, they went to him and he hit it. He hit both those shots, and it's a 10-0 run here to start the game for the Eagles. 5:25 here to play, first quarter. Canes with the ball. They're going to turn it over again. Actually, they're going to get a kick ball, I believe, and it'll stay with the Canes.
We talked about in the pregame about possibly like a passing of the torch. This is where Blundo's got to step up.
They work it inside to Davis. Davis off the glass for 2 for the first 2 points here for the Canes.
See if the bucket amps up their pressure defensively.
They work it left side to get over to DiLupio. Work it down on the baseline. And the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles going out of bounds by Austin, and it'll go over to the Canes with 5 minutes here to play, first quarter. As Harris brings it up. Harris averaging 6.3 points per ball game as they get it back out to Harrison on the right wing. Left side of Blundo. Blundo will try a 3. Rolls the rim, no good. Bazolka with the rebound. Outlets it quickly to the forecourt. Gets over to Lipo. Ball's loose. Going to be run down in the corner. And Davis last touching it for the Canes going out of bounds. And it'll stay with Cumberland Valley.
You know, when you get in these games where it's more of a swing style or a four guard style, that's where Davis becomes such an asset, because Schaefer is more of a true post player for this Newcastle team. Davis you can put him pretty much on anybody defensively, and that's where Ralph Lundo likes to match up, because you've got to pick here of the maybe four guys. You throw Deal in there, who's had a couple of big games too, but between D'Olimpio and Bazalka and Austin, you got to pick which one you want to try to limit. And if you can get help, you want to bring a guy like Davis over against those type of players to slow him down. So the versatility of him defensively is, I think, what separates him and Schaefer a little bit in a game like this and a game like last Friday against Upper St. Clair.
Ball passes inside. They find Bazalka on the cutter, and he takes it to the hole. He is fouled. They're going to get Cox on this. They'll be his first. With 4:29 remaining here in the quarter. And that will send Nolan Bazalka to the line. First shot is no good. Bazalka shooting 73.4% this season from the free-throw line. Looks to split the pair and does. An 11-2 lead here for the Eagles. The Canes bring the ball up. Harris with the ball goes left side to Harrison. Back to Harris. Inside to Cox. Turn around, jumper at the line. Good. Ty Cox on the board. And it's now 11-4 with 4:15 here to play.
Good looking shot by the freshman. And again, made baskets. Let's see if it amps up their defensive intensity here on this end of the floor.
Lipo with the ball, gives left side, gives it over to Austin. Austin drives down the middle of the lane. Stops and pops. Shot no good. Underneath is Bazalka with the rebound. Puts it up and in. Bazalka with 8 points this quarter.
Austin separating himself from that shot, using that bigger body to create the space, and then everybody forgot about Bazalka, who's got the widest shoulders under the bucket for the rebound.
Get it into Cox. Cox at the line, turns around, spins. He's going to try a right-handed hook shot. No good. Rebound there by Davis. Gives it out to Harris. Over to Harrison. 3 from the wing, front of the rim. Going to bounce and fall in. 13-7's our score. 3:19 here to play first quarter.
Just like that, the crowd comes alive a little bit too. It's amazing what made buckets do for a home team.
Good out to Lipo as he works it down into Bazalka, who takes the shot. No good. Rebound there by Blundo. Blundo brings the ball in the forecourt. Blundo, top of the key, looking to run down the right lane. Stomps, throws outside. That's Harrison from the corner for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Lebo. Gets it quickly out to Bazalka as he brings it back to Lebo. Top of the key, goes left side. That's DiLupio for 3, no good. Rebound there by Blundo.
Cumberland Valley's kind of gone away from what was working early on with the motion.
As they work it back out. They're going to give it over to Harris. Harris between the two circles up by the Newcastle Loto as they work it back around. Give it over to Cox, top of the key to Davis, to Harris on the right wing. Top of the key to Blundo. Blundo's going to work down inside. Steps off the glass, no good. Davis with the rebound, no good. And can't get a second rebound as is rolled down there by Austin. As they get the ball back to Bazooka as he brings it back up. Bazooka into the corner, now gives it back up over to Austin. Work down on the blocks, Bazooka, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Nolan Bazooka.
How about Ralphie Blundo just standing tall in there against the guy who's given up a little bit of mass to. And now you bring in Jaden Schaefer for Newcastle, and he's coming in for Davis. Let's see if they're going to switch the matchup from Davis, and now you're going to bring Schaefer in to go against Bazooka. You get matchup mass against mass on the other end as we get a timeout on the floor.
The law office of William J. Fannery is proud to present tonight's ball game and support the Canes in their quest to capture a state title. Good luck to the Canes. Minute 59 here to play in the first quarter. 13-7. The Eagles with the lead over the Canes. It has been Nolan Bazooka early with 8 points and Jared DiLupipo with 5. For the Canes, they've had 2 in the scoring column. It was Harris with a 3 and Cox with a deuce. And also Davis with a deuce to start tonight's ball game. So off to a quick start has been Cumberland Valley. And they, of course, are led by Nolan Bazooka, who had been named the Mid-Penn Player of the Year. And Creston Austin was the first team All-Commonwealth. Jared DiLupipo was a second team All-Conference player. So the Canes come back out on the court, and they'll make a change as Jaden Schaefer will enter the ball game. So it's Cox, Harris, Harrison, Blundo, and Schaefer for the Canes. And it is still the starting 5 for the Eagles in DiLupipo, Lebo, Deal, Bazooka, and Austin. As they bring the ball up, Harris with it crosses the timeline. Gives it over to Blundo, back to Harris, left side, over to Cox. They work it down in the corner. Harrison for 3 over the left side. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound Eagles. They quickly get out to DiLupipo as he takes it to the goal. Shot no good. Austin offensive board. Puts it up and in for his first 2. Minute 38 remaining here in the first. 15-7.
We got a foul, sounded like.
I believe it was kind of a delay of game.
Yeah, delay of game.
He ended up retouching the nets after the shot went in. So Harris with the ball in the forecourt. Gives it over to Harrison. Bounce pass into Cox. Cox working down inside. Reverse. Rolls the rim. No good. Bazooka with the rebound outlet to DiLupipo. Shot taken. No good, but a foul. And they're going to get Harris on this one.
It's not bad shot selection for Newcastle in this first quarter, and they're finding that they can get to the bucket easier than what they did last week against USC, but they're just not falling right now.
Jared DiLupipo at the line, shooting 64%. DiLupipo's shot is up and good.
This is a pretty good free throw shooting team, too. Most of the guys hover around 60+. Lebo at 88% and Bazooka at 73 are the 2 you don't want to foul. D'Olimpio's right at 61, so good choice if you're going to foul somebody late. Probably going to be him.
Misses the second, and rebound there by Schaefer. They bring the ball in the forecourt. Harris with it. Top of the key, looking right wing. Gives it over to Cox. Left side to Harrison. Top of the key to Cox. Cox going to hand it off to Harris. Harris drives into the lane, stops at the line. Jump pass inside to Schaefer, off the glass, too high. Schaefer tries to get the rebound, and it's a tie-up. And it will go Cumberland Valley's way on the arrow. Checking in now for the Canes is Chase Lemon, and Harrison will take a break.
Newcastle started this game 3 of 15 shooting, and those aren't low percentage shots for the most part that they're taking either. They need something to fall.
Deal with the ball for the Eagles, gives it in to Bazalka. Bazalka guarded tight by Cox, drives right side, and it's going to be a tie-up. And yes, this time it will go Canes' way on the arrow. With 40 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
That's an excellent job to not get called for a foul defensively by Newcastle. Look, Tim, they need a bucket here in the worst way. I mean, that goes without saying, but they're taking higher percentage shots. The closeouts and really condensing the space for Cumberland Valley is what's caused the problem. They got long wingspans, and they're just getting right up in the face and closing out on guys, not allowing passes, forcing tough contested shots in the paint. That's something that Newcastle's going to have to live with and figure out a way to attack it.
Canes will hold for the last shot. Clock down to 11 seconds. Harris engage. Harris gives it over to Cox. Cox bounce pass inside to Schaefer. Schaefer takes it to the hole, up and good. The long shot before the end of the quarter goes wide to the left, and we've played one here in Newcastle as the Eagles lead the Canes by 7, 16-9.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
As we enter the second quarter here, second quarter is brought to you by the law offices of William J. Failery, wishes the students of Lawrence County all the best in the PIAA playoffs. Go Canes here today as they trail by 7 entering the second quarter, 16-9. Bazalka with the ball as he brings the ball up, gives it over to DiLipo. They work it around in this motion offense. Back down on the block is Bazalka. Pass outside. Is DiLipo for 3, shot no good. Bazalka fights for the rebound, works down the baseline, takes the shot, no good. Picks up the foul, and Nolan Bazalka will head back to the line. And they'll get that one on Jaden Schaefer.
First quarter numbers, Cumberland Valley shot 5 of 10 from the floor. Newcastle 4 of 16. And they were just 1 of 6 on three-point tries, too.
Bazooka gets the first shot to fall, and it's 17-9.
Rob Blundo's got to be careful. He's really giving the ref an earful.
As they get the ball up, it's going to be Cox bringing it up as he goes 1 for 2 from the line. 17-9's our score. Works it inside, works it down underneath to Schaefer. Can't handle it. Last touch by Newcastle going out of bounds. The Canes will show some pressure in the backcourt. They get it in. Bazooka with a long pass down to DiLipo. Takes it to the hole, shot no good, and now a late call. And they're going to get that on Blundo. So Jared DiLipo at the line.
And by the way, just 4 other 6A playoff games this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Everything else is either going to be at 3 or later in the day. However, 2 monster ones on the western side of the state as Roman Catholic and Lower Merion just tipped off. And the winner of this game gets either Coachville or William Allen out of Allentown. That game also tipped off at 1 o'clock as well.
So DiLipio takes the shot and puts it in. 19-9, 10-point lead here for the Eagles. Just under 7:15 here to play second quarter. As they get the ball into the corner to Cox, gives it over to Blundo. Blundo with the ball, gives it over to Harris. Harris with the ball, top of the key. Bounce pass over to Davis, back to Harrison, the right wing. Off the glass, no good. Rebound going to be by the Eagles. As they get the ball stopped away there by Harris, over to Cox. Cox works inside, takes a shot, no good. Rebound there by Austin. As he gets it out to Bazolka, gets it down in the court. DiLipio tries to stamp, but can't do it. Falls loose, picked up there by the Canes. As they bring the ball back up, Blundo with it. Blundo down the left side. Blundo on a runner. Rolls the rim and puts it in. That's his first two of the game, and it's 19-11. Bazolka with the ball. Cross-court pass, gives it over to DiLipio. As they work it back out, Austin with the ball, loses control, works inside, now gives it over to Lebo. Lebo turnaround jumper inside the arc, back of the rim, no good, rebound, Harris. Harris will bring the ball up with 6 minutes here to play in the second quarter. Harris drives inside, works to the left side, picks up a foul, shot no good. And Harris will go to the line shooting two. This will go against J.J. Lebo. That'll be his first.
A couple of score updates here. In Lawrence County, Mohawk leads Chestnut Ridge 62-56 with 2:15 left. And in 6A, early in the second period, it is Roman Catholic with a 17-13 lead on Lower Merion.
Carell Harris hits the first from the line. Harris shooting 64%. Second shot is good. Cuts the lead down to 19-13. Just under 6 minutes here to play in the first half. Bazolka with the ball in the left wing. Throws inside to Austin. Austin turnaround jumper short off the glass, or the rim picked up there on the rebound by Cox. Get it out to Harris. Harrison with the ball back over to Blundo. Blundo gives it over to Cox. Cox looking back outside. It's Harris working outside. Harris worked out in the lane, outside to Harrison for three. Rolls the rim, no good. Bazolka with the rebound. Bazolka with another long pass downfield, this time to Austin. Austin turnaround jumper short, picked up for the rebound by Davis.
Neither team can score the ball right now. Cumberland Valley has hit a field goal in the quarter. Newcastle stayed ice cold with 2 of their last 10.
Blundo with the ball, gives it over to Harris. Harris will back it off with 5 minutes here to play. Now engage, give it, bounce pass over to Davis, to Cox, turn around three, short, ball on the ground, and Cox comes down with it, over to Harris for three. Back and rim, high bounce, ball's loose, and last touch, they're going to say by Newcastle going out of bounds. It'll go over to Cumberland Valley. We're going to get a Newcastle timeout with 4:50 here remaining in the quarter. And this is a 30-second timeout. And, of course, that is a Pontius Insurance timeout.
Couple of fiery exchanges with Ralph Blundo and his team right now. He is imploring them to step it up. I mean, you think about this here. We got 4:50 to go in the quarter. This is a 19-13 game. So Newcastle's clawed its way back in the game. They can't hit a shot right now. They're 2 for their last 13. Cumberland Valley doesn't have a made field goal in the quarter. Neither team is able to score right now. And he is telling his guys, this is the moment of the game right now that you have to make this push. We may not get another opportunity. If this thing's going to be a tractor pull, we may not get another chance. You got to do it now.
The Eagles will bring the ball up with Bazolka as he gives it over to Dill. Bounce pass over to Bazolka as they guarded him tight. They work it around the corner. Bounce pass to Bazolka as they continue to work this motion offense. Out to Deal and a cross-court pass. Inside the arc, jumper by Austin, no good. Rebound there by Blundo. 4:25 here to play in the first half. Canes trail by 6. Look over to Cox with the ball, top of the key. Give it over to Davis. Davis looking at it. 3 picks it up. Pass it up. Gives it over to Harris and get over to Harris. Harris back out to Blundo. Blundo looking inside. He's going to roll inside, pull it back out, give it over to Cox. Cox makes his move, drives the roll. Can't get it to fall. Ball bounces around. Blazolka gets it back out. Over to Lebo. Lebo on a runner. Shot no good. Rebound by Harrison. As they bring the ball up with Blundo. 3:45 here to play in the quarter.
I'm stunned at the futility on both sides right now.
Blundo drives to the hole, puts it up and in for his second field goal of the ball game. And it's a 4-point game, 19-15.
This is a grinded-out game right now, and it is the buckets at a premium.
As they work it down inside of Blazolka. He's double team there. He goes up strong, and they're going to pick up the foul. They're going to get this on Harrison.
Now, Harrison did a nice job defensively to stand his ground and put his arms up, and Blazolka lowered the shoulder into him, trying to use those big wide shoulders. We're going to get the timeout on the floor here with 3:19 to go. But I don't know where Harrison's supposed to go at that point. He's trying to go straight up and defend, and Blazolka just leans into him a little bit and initiates a little bit of movement right there, and the referee blew the whistle. It's a tough call.
It is a tough call because he never left his feet. Usually, in a case like that, if the defender loses his feet, you're going to offensively get the call.
That was quite literally a 50-50 possession right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a defender doing what he's going to do, and you got the offensive player who, of course, he's going to lower the shoulder and try to create separation. Let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah, let them play it out. 3:19 remaining here in the quarter. I'll remind everybody that it'll be the UPMC halftime show coming up. UPMC Orthopedic Care is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for sports medicine. You can give them a call at 724-983-7000 for the 4 locations in Lawrence County. That number again is 724-983-7000.
Cumberland Valley's 0 for 8 in the quarter. And Newcastle hasn't necessarily fared much better, but at least they've got 2 buckets. What we're seeing on the Newcastle end, though, which I think is helping them right now in a 4-point game, they're rebounding the ball a lot better in the second quarter. And against this team, which averages 4 more rebounds a game, but is very good on the offensive glass, you got to make sure that you're going to hold your own. And so far in the second quarter, we've seen that shift. And we're seeing a couple things in this quarter that didn't go Newcastle's way last week, where the game was still very much a low-scoring affair. Then Upper St. Clair had that separating spurt right at the end of the second quarter, and Newcastle never recovered. Canes are hanging a little tougher here in the second quarter today.
Blazolka hits both his shots at the line. He now has 11 in the game and a 21-15 lead. Canes with the ball in the forecourt. Give it up top to Cox. Cox drives into the lane, pulls it back out to Harris. Gives it over to Blundo. Blundo will drive into the lane. Jump pass outside to Cox. Cox looking to make a move. Makes a nice nifty move. Ball's going to be swatted away there by Austin. Defensively, went right at him, and Austin held his ground and was able to get his big right hand up there and swat the ball away. Canes will get it into Davis. Davis makes a nice underneath move and puts it up and in. Davis with 4, 21-17, 2:40 here to play.
That's what his versatility does for you offensively. Shifty in that paint.
And they work it in with Austin. Austin takes it to the hole. Shot is up and charged on Austin. So another ModernaBonnerLaw.com change of possession on the charge by Creston Austin.
That might be the biggest play of the first half so far. The Cox stepping in the front there to change possessions. I think this is a must bucket right here if you're Newcastle. You've got this team up against the ropes. You got to throw a right hand here, not literally, but you got to throw a blow here and get some momentum.
Outside is Harrison for 3, good! Damon Harrison was his second 3 of the ball game, and with that, the Canes trail by 1.
That's what I'm talking about. You hear the gym come alive on that 3. Now you see a little bit more intensity.
Ball's loose. Dolan Blondo fight for it. It's picked up by Cox. Cox goes to the hole with the bucket and the foul. The freshman picked up the loose ball, went down the right side, underneath the basket in reverse, picked up the foul, put the ball in.
Look at how everything just shifted. They needed the bucket. They got the big bucket from Harrison. Look at the intensity after the made bucket. You got Blondo up at half court in a fight for a loose ball. You got a freshman making two massive plays in the last minute to charge on the defensive end, and then whatever you want to call that, that was incredible by Cox on the other end. It is amazing how this team can just feed off the atmosphere, but when they start falling, that is how this team has to get its momentum. They struggled for so much in this first half, and now all of a sudden look at them with a 1-point lead.
Just to remind everybody, the second quarter has been brought to you by the law office of William J. Flannery, wishing the student athletes of Lawrence County all the best in the PIAA playoffs. Go Canes! Minute 59 remaining here in the quarter. Canes with their first lead of the ball game, 22-21. And Kai Cox trying to complete the three-point play at the line here for the Canes. Cox looks and shoots and puts it in. Cox with 5 and a 2-point Canes lead. A little pressure here by the Canes in the backcourt as Bazalka brings the ball across the timeline. Bazalka goes left side to Dill. Dill hands it off to Lebo. Lebo drives, spins, stops his dribble, gives it back out to Austin. Gets it over as they work it around. Dill inside to Bazooka. Back out, that's Lebo for 3. Back in the rim, no good. Ball's batted around. Rebound comes to Kai Cox. Cox with the ball. Gets it. Long pass to Harris. Out to Harrison. Harrison for 3. Good. Damian Harrison with his third tray. 26-21. Minute 15 here to play in the first half.
Newcastle's hit 5 of their last 6 shots. 2 of them threes.
Dangerous, and knocks the ball away, loses it out of bounds. Last touch, they're going to say by Blondo. And Cumberland Valley will throw it in. Minute 10 here to play.
This switch in intensity and momentum is unreal, given where this game was 3 minutes ago.
Bazalka with the ball, drives into the lane, right side, takes a shot, no good, ball's loose. Underground, picked up there by Blondo. Blondo on the move, stops at the key. Now pulls it back out. 52 seconds remaining here in the first half.
If he hits a 3 to close this half, you can put the jersey upstairs right now.
Yeah.
This place is going to come unglued if he does that.
I was just going to say, we're going to hit a new decibel level. And we might have hit one earlier on that big 3. We're down to 33 seconds. Blondo with the ball. He's guarded there by Dill. Blondo going to let the clock drain. Down to 25 seconds. As they play for the final shots here in the second quarter. Here comes the Canes. Down to 13 seconds. Blondo with the ball. Gives it over to Harris. Hands it off to Kai Cox. Down to 7 seconds. Alley-oop to Davis. Davis couldn't finish it. Ball's loose, and we're going to get a jump ball. I think we tie up between Davis and... No, they're going to get Davis on a foul, excuse me. And Austin will come down to the other end and shoot bonus 3 throws.
I love how they lured everybody into thinking Blondo was just going to hang on to it, and then you put the ball in Cox's hands. Kai Cox's influence on this game in the last 3 minutes of this second quarter, you cannot, under any circumstance, have done it better than what he has. And it started with him stepping in the lane and taking a charge that completely flipped the entire script of this second quarter. That is how you know he's going to be a great player. He doesn't just have to score. He's great at doing that. We know that. We've seen the flash. When he does it on the defensive end and then follows that up with the offense, that's how you know he's going to be a great player.
Austin misses them both. The Canes will get one shot off at midcourt, and Cox almost puts it in. We've played the first half here at the Dekai High Fieldhouse, and the Canes lead by 5, 26-21. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to LC SportsNet, powered by...
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zingleopole or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
And welcome back here to Newcastle Fieldhouse as the Canes lead Cumberland Valley 26-21 here at halftime. And this is your UMPC halftime show. The UMPC Orthopedic Care is Lawrence and Mercer County's local choice for sports medicine. To schedule an appointment at any of the 4 Lawrence County locations, give them a call at 724-983-7000. Tonight's scoring recap for the first half is brought to you by Creative Edge. That's for your Creative Edge from concept to creation. They combine extensive construction experience with creative designs to make your project a reality. Fully licensed and insured architect construction management services. Give them a call at 724-652-1372 for more information. As the Canes lead here at halftime, 26-21. First, let's look at Cumberland Valley. It was Jared Dululipo with 8 points. Nolan Blazalko in double figures with 11. Creston Austin with 2 here today. And for the Canes, they were led in the first half by Damian Harris with 3 threes at 9 points. Kyrell Harris with 2, Ralphie Blundell with 4, Kai Cox with 5, Jaden Schaefer with a deuce, and Quaylen Davis with 4. As that is your scoring recap, brought to you by Creative Edge here, as we are at halftime with the Canes leading 26-21. I know Eric's been working heavily on his notes over here. Let's see what he has to tell us.
All right, first half shooting numbers. Cumberland Valley in the second quarter was 0 of 10 from the floor. So they finished the first half 5 of 20. Newcastle, not much better at 10 of 31, but you have to look at the last, say, 2.5 minutes or so, 3 minutes of that second quarter. They finished the quarter 5 of 8 shooting in the first half to close out the quarter. 3 of 13 from three-point territory. Grand total of 10 of 31 shooting in the first half. Rebounds, the edge still to Cumberland Valley right now, 16-11. But it's the end of that quarter, 5 of 8 in the second to end it for Newcastle. That was a big difference in them getting this lead, and it started with that Kai Cox charge. That's the play of the game so far. Other games right now in 6A at halftime. Hazleton 27-23 over Northampton. At halftime, Roman Catholic, these are in the West now. Roman Catholic leads Lower Merion 44-25. Coatesville over William Allen at the end of the first period, 12-6. And in the second, McDowell leads Central Catholic 34-16. That is it as far as the 6A bracket goes for games right now. Everything else is later today.
Well, we have a couple awards that we'll be giving away at the end of tonight's game. And, of course, we'll have the Maley Chiropractic play of the game and the MVP Insurance MVP of the game. So you want to stay tuned after tonight's during tonight's post-game show, I should say, for those awards they'll be given out. It should be a interesting second half coming up. We're going to stop for another quick timeout. We'll come back with the second half of tonight's ball game as you're listening to on LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Hey, Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association. And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Shannon for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods, custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock's Davey Kwok as the February Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month for scoring his 1,000th career point in the section finale. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Laurel wrestler Maggie Alfera as the February Female Athlete of the Month for finishing third in the WPIAL Championships and qualifying for the state finals. Congratulations and best of luck to juniors Maggie Alfera and Davey Kwok, the February Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder.
Welcome back here to the Nikai High Fieldhouse as the Canes lead by 5 at as we enter the third quarter, 26-21. And this third quarter is brought to you by the law offices of William J. Flannery, proud to support the Canes in their quest to capture a state championship. Good luck to the Canes. As the third quarter begins, Harris has the ball, gives it over to Cox. Cox gives it back over to Blundo. To Cox, drives down right baseline, takes it to the hole, up and good. Kai Cox with the first 2 points here in the second half. And the Canes lead 28-21.
Now they stay hot, they come out. You got to respect Cumberland Valley is going to try something, and there it is.
DiLulipo on a cutter, puts it in for his 10th point of the game. And it's 28-23.
You have to anticipate the Eagles are going to make a run here. So if you're Newcastle, you got to keep the pressure on them.
There it is, cut inside and give it back. Again, Kai Cox puts it in the hole for two. 30-23, 7:15 here to play. As Austin has the ball, top of the key, bounce pass to Deal in the corner for three. Rolls the rim, no good. Cox comes down with the rebound. As Cox brings it up. Cox going to drive into the lane, stops, pivots, and he's going to get traveled as he lost control of his back foot. Hit a wet spot, couldn't quite get grip, and just slid on it.
Yeah, he doesn't agree with the call, but it was the right one. That foot just took a big slide as he was trying to pivot.
So the Eagles have the ball as they bring it up. Bazalka gives it over into the corner to Austin. Austin bounce pass back up top. They'll work it back outside. DiLulipo with the ball. Give it back out to Bazalka. Fakes a three. Works it into the corner to Dill. Dill works it around the arc. Dill hands it back off to DiLulipo.
Oh.
And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. And this will be against Ralph Blundo. That's his second. Team's first here in the third quarter. And at the line is Jared DiLulipo, who shoots 64%. First shot's going to roll the rim and finds its way in. To cut the lead down to 6.
He had a stretch during the regular season in which he hit 22 of 38 over 3 games. So he can heat it up, and I think that might be the guy that Newcastle's going to have to key on here in the second half. See if Dave Espaniotti tries to get DiLulipo the ball more in the second half to try to get him going. Newcastle's going to have to key on him. That might be the one they need to shut down at the big three.
Canes with the ball in the forecourt. DiLulipo hits them both as Canes brings it back outside, working into the corner. That's Harris for three. Good. Terrell Harris now with 5.
Newcastle can't miss right now. 3 of 3 to start, and finishing 8 of 11 combined with that second.
And they're going to get Austin on a runner into the middle. They're going to pick up a foul. The points are good, and they're going to get Harris on his. That's his third. So Austin with the 2-pointer at the line looking for the 3-point play. Misses it, and the ball's on the ground, picked up there by the Canes. As Blundo will bring it up here for Newcastle as they lead 33-27. Give it over to Harris. Harris bounce pass to Davis, over to Cox. Cox back out to Blundo for a deep three. Good! Ralphie Blundo with 7. 36-27.
Tim, they can't miss.
No.
They can't miss right now. They're 4 of 4 to start the quarter. 9 of 12 over the last, say, 7-8 minutes. This is unbelievable, the transformation this game's taken.
Nikai High Fieldhouse has its magic. And right now it's finding the Canes. As they work it outside, get it out to Austin to Dill. Back to Austin.
Nothing in the middle.
We're going to get a whistle and a foul, I believe, on Bazooka.
It's going to be on Blundo.
No, it's going to be on Blundo, okay.
Yeah, he just bodied up Bazalka too much in the paint. But how about that matchup? They got Ralphie Blundo guarding Bazalka in the paint, and they're denying Bazalka in the middle. They can't go anywhere in the middle because of Blundo's defense.
Ball's ball's loose, and a charge is going to be called. This time on Bazalka. That'll be his second.
That's a sneaky good quality about this team, and when it was sort of an aberration last week. This Newcastle team has been very good defensively this season, and they're yielding less than 50 a game. They can shoot almost 50% per game themselves, and it's a very, very good team. And last week, you just kind of have to throw that thing out, and maybe it was a good reset for this team.
Blunder from the corner, rolls the rim, no good. Offensive rebound there by Harrison. Gives it out to Harris. Harris over to Cox, top of the key. Back out to Harris. Harris with the ball on the left side. Drives into the lane. Cutter underneath. Shot by Davis, no good. Ball on the ground picked up by Bazooka as he brings the ball up. Works it around his back and continues to dribble, goes left side. They work it in to Lipo as they give it right back out. Work it back out to Bazooka. Deep three in front of the rim, no good. On the ground, picked up there by Harris. Harris brings the ball up.
Sense a little bit of a press on the offensive side for Cumberland Valley right now. They really need some buckets to start going, and that seemed a little forced on that possession.
Turnaround jumper inside by Kai Cox is good. He now has 11 in the game. An 11-point lead here for the Canes. Austin, top of the key, three, front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by the Canes. Davis outlets it to Harris. Harris, bounce pass inside to Cox, off the glass, no good, but he's going to pick up a foul. So Kai Cox will go to the line shooting 2, and he's shooting 67% from the line.
So of the possessions that Cumberland Valley has had here, they've had 5. In this third quarter, they've made 2 baskets. On the other 3, Newcastle's gotten the rebound. You cannot go one and done when you're this good of a rebounding team in Cumberland Valley. That is a big key in this game now, is the rebound, and we thought it might be. And Newcastle, from the second quarter on, they had 3 rebounds in the first quarter, and they finished the first half with 11. So they really amped it up in the second quarter and started owning the glass, and that's carried over here into the third. They're forcing contested shots, they're forcing lower percentage shots from the Eagles, and they're getting the rebounds, and they're making sure Cumberland Valley is one and done. This game has completely flipped 180 in the last, I mean, you go back maybe mid-second quarter, ever since that charge by Cox was taken with about 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go in the second quarter to now 3:43. This game's completely flipped 180.
It really has. Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Lou Parada. Lou and his staff are committed to excellence to handle every case in dedication and personal service. Visit them online on South Jefferson Street in Newcastle. 3:43 here to play in the third quarter. Kai Cox will go to the line shooting 2. Shot is up and off the front of the rim, no good. Score remains 38-27, Canes with the lead. Cox at the line, second shot, rolls the rim and finds it in. He now has 12 in the ball game, and it's 39-27. Biggest lead of the game here for the Canes, as does it. As they get it over to Austin. Austin drives into the lane, takes it to the hole, shot no good. Rebound Cox. Cox on the move. Bounce pass going to be kicked there by Dahl. And it'll stay with the Canes with 3:33 remaining here, third quarter.
What do you notice there? One and done again. Newcastle cleaning up the glass, getting all that loose change. I mean, this is impressive. Where Cumberland Valley was killing Newcastle on the glass in the first half, first quarter.
Yeah.
And now it's one and done on the Eagles' end right now. They can't get a rebound. They can't get a follow.
With the ball is Blunda. Blunda drives down the left lane. Underneath hook shot, no good. Going to be partially blocked and picked up there by the Eagles as they work the ball up, get it out to Lebo. On the runner, get it inside to Bazalka as he'll put it in for 2. Harris brings the ball up. 10-point Canes lead. Harris with the ball. Harris dribbling outside the arc. Now gives it over to Blunt. Blundo bounce pass, gives it over to Schaefer, back out to Cox. Cox is going to kind of work it outside the arc right now, take some time off the clock. Give it back out to Harris, over to Schaefer. Schaefer right side, go over to Harrison. Harrison on the right wing. Top of the key, give it back to Blundo. Blundo will back it off. 2:25 here to play in the quarter. Blundo going to move right side from the left side to the right hand. Underneath the basket, good for two. Blundo with a nice nifty move. Bring it all the way down to DiLipo. Answering with a deuce.
Yeah, got to beat him in transition when you have the opportunity. But how about Ralphie, who is on an ankle right now? He's got a right ankle brace on, taking somebody off the dribble, which we don't see him do much. He's more of a roll off the screen and get open to shoot a three guy. But man, just off the dribble that time, beautiful, showing his versatility.
And they're going to get Aiden Deal on a reach in with 1:55 here to play in the third quarter.
Kid's gassed too. I mean, you see it in Ralphie right now, but he's going to keep fighting. He knows that this thing is a long way from over. It's up here, Ralph.
They get it into Harris. Harris drives top of the key, now pulls it back out. Goes left wing to Blundo. Inside to Cox. Cox down the right lane, off the glass, no good. Ball on the ground, picked up there by DiLipo. DiLipo out to Dill. Dill throws it inside to Austin. Austin back outside. Bazooka from the right baseline, loses control of the ball. Stripped there by Blundo. Blundo comes away with it as he brings the ball up. As he's going to make an errant pass, picked up, give it on a cherry picking, and a right-hand slam there by Bazooka.
Much like we saw in the first half, let's see if the bucket and the return trip down the floor defensively shifts this game again. Cumberland Valley's needed some transition buckets, get some easy points. They got them. Now can their defense step up?
And the ball's going to be blocked on a shot by Cox, picked up there by Bazooka, gives it out to Austin. Austin drives the lane, shot taken, no good, but he's going to pick up a foul, and that'll be Ralphie Blundo's fourth.
Yeah, you're seeing again, and you knew this was going to happen. Basketball is such a cyclical game, and when you get rolling downhill, it's just tough to stop you. You're now seeing Cumberland Valley sort of do the same thing that Newcastle did in that second quarter. You're seeing them get out, run the floor better, move without the ball better, get easy buckets in transition, get them at the rim, draw fouls, get to the line, and you're seeing a bit of a shift here. And this is where Newcastle, with an 8-point lead, has got to keep the foot on the pedal.
Kingston Russell enters the game now for Ralphie Blundo for the Canes with 54 seconds remaining in the quarter. And Austin misses them both. Dill goes for the offensive boards, got it. Out to Bazooka again, shot taken, no good. Rebound again there by the Eagles. Lebo drives inside, Lebo turnaround jumper up and good. J.J. Lebo with his first points of the game. It's a 6-point lead here for the Canes, 41-35, 35 seconds remaining.
There's one guy I'm giving the ball to if I'm Newcastle. He's wearing number 12 in white.
Yep.
Ty Cox has got to touch it. He's got to touch it.
Cox now has it in his hands with 23 seconds. Cox with the ball. Cox drives into the lane, bounce pass outside, almost blocked and lost by Damian Harris in the corner. So a huge turnover with 16 and a half seconds remaining. Nolan Bazalka with the ball. Bazalka crosses the timeline, looks over to defense, down to 7 seconds. Bazalka dribbling with his left hand, gives it out. Deep three, shot taken up and good by Aiden Dill. As they end the quarter on a run, as they cut the Canes lead down to 3, 41-38. You're listening to LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Neshannock's Davey Kwok as the February Red Zone Male Athlete of the Month for scoring his 1,000th career point in the section finale. LC SportsNet is also proud to honor Laurel wrestler Maggie Alfera as the February Female Athlete of the Month for finishing third in the WPIAL Championships and qualifying for the state finals. Congratulations and best of luck to juniors Maggie Alfera and Davey Kwok, the February Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
8 minutes on the clock as we enter the fourth quarter, and this fourth quarter is brought to you by the law office of William J. Flannery, proud to support the Canes and their quest to capture a state championship. Good luck to the Canes.
Newcastle in that quarter, Tim, 5 of 10. Cumberland Valley was 7 of 13, and they finished the quarter 5 of 7. So almost carbon copy of what Newcastle did to end the second quarter, Cumberland Valley does to end the third, and now we see if it carries over. We're basically back to even right now with 8 minutes to go.
Bazalka with the ball, dribbling with his left hand. Now gives it out as they work it around the arc. Running that motion offense. Lebo with the ball, drives into the lane, pulls up jumper. No good. Bazalka with an offensive board. Underneath shot, no good. Schaefer with the defensive board. Loses the ball out, gives it out to Harris. Over to Blundo, who's back in the ball game. Blundo playing with 4 fouls. We're down to 7:30 to play here in the fourth quarter. Give it over to Schaefer. Schaefer gives it back out to Harrison for a 3. Rolls the rim, no good. Harris with the offensive board, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. Last touch there by Nolan Bazalka.
He got poked in the eye.
Yeah.
Looks like he's all right. No blood or anything, but it's dangerous there, falling away, trying to save that thing.
Canes will throw it in. They get it into Harris. 7:10 here to play in the fourth quarter. Harris goes over to Harrison. Top of the key to Davis. They work it inside. That is Cox. Cox off the glass. No good. Rebound by Austin. Gives it out to Bazalka as he brings the ball up. Bazalka with the ball. Drives inside. You gets it. Nice Euro step inside. Takes it to the hole for 2.
Boy, is he good. He is so athletic. For a guy his size, a tight end, he can move.
Harris with the ball. Canes lead by 1. Harris inside, finds Davis. Davis goes up strong, block. As they give it back out, it's Bazalka all by himself. Slams with the left hand, good. Bazalka now with 19 in the ball game, and a lead back to the Eagles by 1, 42-41. Timeout taken here by the Canes.
Cumberland Valley is shooting 7 of its last 11 in this game. It is a carbon copy of what Newcastle did to this Cumberland Valley team. There is a resolve on both sides that is going to have to figure itself out in the next 6:23. These two teams have been through the ringer. They know what they're doing. It's different paths to get to where they are. Cumberland Valley, they go to these kind of grind-it-out camps. They go to Philly and play tough competition in the offseason to build it up. Newcastle, always been gritty, always wants to fight you tooth and nail to the very end. Somebody's going to have to blink here in the next 6:23, but just the way this game is flipped now 3 different times, it's unbelievable.
It has been a phenomenal basketball game here tonight, no question about it. And this game is brought to you in part by attorney Lou Parada. Lou and his staff are committed to the excellence of handling cases and dedication and personal service. Visit them online. Visit them on South Jefferson Street in Newcastle.
End of 3, Neshannock leads Rocky Grove 44-32. Mohawk has won today, and the Union girls trail right now.
They work it back outside. Harris with the ball gives it over to Blundo. 6 minutes here to play in the quarter. Blundo drives down. He spins and pulls it back out to Cox. Give the ball back to Harris. As they work some block, Harris behind the arc. Give it over to Cox. Cox drives down the right line. Takes the jumper shot, no good. Ball's loose. Cox comes down with it, gets it out to Harrison. Harrison back out to Cox. Cox will set it back up with Harris. Harris drives into the lane. Has room, goes off the glass. Rolls the rim and puts it in. Harris with 7, and the lead back to the Canes by 1. Lebo with the ball, gives it back over to Bazalka. Buzalka with the ball, guarded there tight by Cox. This is the senior against the freshman. As he drives the lane, takes it to the hole, good. Buzalka with 21 in the lead, back to the Eagles.
If this young man is not on the field for East Stroudsburg football next year, I don't know what's wrong with that stat. He is one hell of an athlete, and he is just doing whatever he wants to get to the bucket.
Cox takes it inside to the right side, good for two. Again, the Canes take a 1-point lead, under 5 minutes here to play in the fourth quarter.
Speaking of doing whatever he wants to get to the bucket, we're seeing a young man in Kai Cox. He is no longer a freshman, ladies and gentlemen. He is a grown man on the court right now.
Buzalka, bounce pass inside to Austin, shot taken, no good. Rebounds Davis for the Canes. Give it out to Blundo. 4:38 here to play in the fourth quarter.
Again, I'm not giving it to anybody else on the floor for Newcastle but Cox. I know somebody has to facilitate it. He's getting the touch if I'm going to the bucket.
Harris with the ball, gives it over to Cox. Cox gonna get it inside to Davis. Back out to Cox for three. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Buzalka.
Deal hit the floor hard. We gotta get a timeout.
Yeah, he's injured. What are they? We have an injury timeout.
Yeah, it's an official's timeout. They might make this the media timeout here with 4:14 to go.
4:14 here to play. Yeah. They're not going to take the timeout yet, Eric.
No, wait till it gets under 4.
Exactly.
And they won't push that.
Buzalka with the ball as he brings it across the timeline. Gives it over to Dill. Dill back to Buzalka on the right wing. Austin left side and working down in the corner. Give it into Austin inside the arc. Tries to back down. Blundo takes a runner off the glass. Good.
Might have got away with a step there for Austin, but again, he is deep in the paint. This league just continues to pinball. Somebody's got to get a stop. But you notice now that Cumberland Valley, if they're going one and done, they're making the one count now. That's a big difference.
Cox with the ball for the Canes. He drives inside. Ball swatted away there by DiLipo. With 3:32 here, the Canes will throw it in as they trail by 1. And that is the timeout. And we're going to take the timeout. You're watching LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
It's so convenient for them. We take them door to door. We help them get off and on the bus if they need to use the lifts.
I love the people, especially the senior citizens.
They care about us as much as we care about them.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call AXE today.
Right now, someone very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
3 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter as Cumberland Valley leads Newcastle by 1, 46-45.
Get you a couple out-of-town updates here in the 6A bracket. Roman Catholic 56-42 over Lower Merion. That's in the fourth. We've got Hazleton over Northampton 45-31. That is going to the fourth as well. McDowell over Pittsburgh Central Catholic 43-23, and Coatesville leads William Allen at the half.
In and out from Blundo down to Cox. Cox puts it in for 2. And the lead goes back to the Canes by 1. 3:20 here to play fourth quarter. Dill with the ball, gives it back out to DiLipo. Back to Dill, working left side to Austin. Down on the blocks to Bazooka. Ball's loose, gonna go back and saved there by Dill before going across the timeline. Gives it down inside to Austin, takes a shot. Little runner, good.
Yeah, really fought off the contact nicely, and not a lot of room to work with there. But a good pass by Deal, finding Austin on the baseline. Separated enough just to get the bucket to go.
Cox with the ball for the Canes. Gives it out to Blundo. On a runner, Blundo rolls the rim, no good. Rebound, Davis, out to Cox. Cox rolls inside, tries to find Davis, can't handle the ball. Ball will go out of bounds. As the Eagles will get the ball with 2:40 here to play in the fourth quarter.
Well, here's your most important trip of the game right here. Because anything that goes to like a 2-possession lead for either side, that might be critical down the stretch.
Now we're down to the last 2 minutes, 35 seconds here to play. Nolan Bazalka with the ball. Guarded there by Cox. Bazalka behind the arc. Gives it over to Austin. They work it back out to Lipo. Back over to Diolipo. Diolipo drives inside. Ball's going to be knocked away. And last touch by Diolipo going out of bounds. Good hands there, I believe, by Harris knocking that ball loose, and then the Canes end up with the ball as Diolipo couldn't handle it.
And just at the very tail end of that, Diolipo just couldn't. He got a fingertip on it, kind of turned to look and said, I didn't touch it. Yeah, you did. Right at the very end.
Has room down the left lane, off high off the glass, no good. Ball's loose. Picked up there by the Eagles, Diolipo, as they bring the ball up. Bazalka with the ball. Over to Austin. Austin going to drive inside on a runner, short, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and good. Austin in double figures with 10. 50-47 with a minute 38 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As the Eagles now have a 3-point lead. We're going to keep it right here. Remind everybody tonight's game is brought to you by William J. Flannery, proud supporters of the Canes and their quest to capture a state championship. Good luck to the Canes.
Cumberland Valley 6 of 9 in the quarter, but more importantly, they're 6 of their last 7 shooting right now, and they're mostly all high percentage. And that is exactly how Newcastle worked its way back into the game, going to the bucket, making it life a little easier, not settling for the threes. We're seeing like Rafi Blundo take guys off the dribble and not shoot as many threes outside. They needed the 3 last week. They had no choice. Yeah. They had to shoot it, try to get some chunk plays, you know, like they say in football, and get back in the game against Newcastle or against Upper St. Clair. But now it's been more life at the rim. And again, I said it a couple minutes ago, the script's completely flipped. It's now Cumberland Valley doing the exact same thing that Newcastle did. And that possession, I know it's only 3, so it's a 1-possession game still. But any time you can kind of double up, you get a stop and score. You get another stop and score again. That is massive down the stretch for either of these two teams.
So the Canes trail by 3. They'll have no pressure in the backcourt as they'll bring it up with Harris.
This is now the biggest possession here. Newcastle needs a bucket. Doesn't have to be a 3. And if Cumberland Valley gets a stop, you start sweating a little bit harder.
Davis with the ball gives it over to Harris. Work it down on the blocks. That is Cox. Cox spins. With the right hand off the glass. Good. Kai Cox with 18 here tonight.
Looked like he was going to lean to his left, and then slimmest of margins, turn, almost slipped, kept his bounce, tough angle, and got it to go.
Austin with the ball, and he traveled. He definitely traveled. Grabbed the ball, took a step, and then put the ball down. So a huge turnover here for Cumberland Valley with 1 minute, 7 seconds remaining.
There are no fouls on either side right now in this fourth quarter. So they have to think about stalling here and make Cumberland Valley come out to foul you. They've got fouls to give. They might not be worried about doing it right now, but if you're Newcastle, take some time off the clock.
Deep 3 by Blundo, front of the rim, no good. Rebound there by Austin. The Eagles lead by 1 as they bring it up. Now you got to see if they're going to take some time off the clock. 35 seconds remaining. They're going to have to go for the ball, and there's the first foul. That's going to be on Cox. That'll be his second.
That's a good foul, though.
Yeah.
Well, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. So if you're Cumberland Valley, you have to recognize, we get a timeout, you have to recognize the guy with 4 fouls out there is Blundo. So you should be trying to get the ball into whoever's hands he is guarding to try to initiate that contact. It looked like they were going to bring Chase Lemon in, so that tells me that they're going to try to foul somebody and waste the fouls with him and let let them accumulate to stop the clock, which is a smart move. Right? That way you don't risk anybody else.
Right.
If you're Cumberland Valley, keep the ball in Bazalka's hands, keep the ball in, you want to keep it out of D'Olimpio's hands because he's not the best free throw shooter, but Deal, Bazalka, you can get it in Austin's hands if you're Newcastle because he's only 52%, but you got to expect that either Deal or Bazalka are going to touch it. And if Blundo is on one of them and you're Cumberland Valley, you have to get the ball in his hands. Force a switch, maybe find an open guy, or get that fifth foul on Ralphie.
See what the Canes come up defensively here. If they try to go for the steal or they go quickly for the foul. 33 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Eagles lead by 1.
They did bring Lemon in, so that tells me he's going to be the foul. And he's on Bazalka, too. They know it's going to go in his hands. Lemon's going to probably foul him here shortly.
They get it into Deal's hand, and Deal's fouled immediately. 31 seconds remaining. And that will go on Chase Lemon. And he did his job.
They sent Bazalka and Deal almost to the same area of the floor to make sure that the ball was going to go near one of them. That was smart off the inbound.
They got to get it in. And a timeout called. They get it in before the 5 seconds. 31.2 seconds. So the defense for the Canes continues to try to get the ball back with 31.2 seconds remaining. And another timeout. This time for the Eagles. Remind everybody, tonight's game has been brought to you in part by attorney Lou Parada, an attorney for all your legal needs. For your free injury case evaluation, visit louparada.com. The firm wishes the best of luck to all the student athletes on the road to Hershey. .2 seconds remaining. Nolan Bazalka has 19 points here, or excuse me, 21 points here tonight. And the senior has been the lead focus here for Cumberland Valley. They have the ball. They'll inbound it on the far side. On the court for the Canes is Blundo, Lemon, Davis, Harris, and Cox. Throwing the ball in will be Aiden Deal. It's Deal, Lebo, Bazooka, and Austin on the court. They get it in to Deal Lipo, and he's immediately fouled with 28 seconds.
That's good recognition there by Cox, who can give him up. And that's only the second foul, though. But Deal Lipo is, again, only a 61% free throw shooter. And he's been shaky at the line here this afternoon. Still no shots, so Newcastle can still play this out defensively.
So Ralphie, Blundo, and Cox both with 4 fouls. And they're going to get reaching.
One of them's out now.
I think get this one Cox, maybe?
Looks like it is. He's walking over to the bench.
Yeah, it's going to be on Cox. With 26 seconds remaining, Kai Cox fouls out of tonight's ball game. And they'll have to.
That's why Dave Vespignani has the job that he does, because I guarantee, knowing that guy for over 20 years now, I guarantee you, he said to his team, I don't care who's going to be the guy with the ball. If you see 4 or 12 come over to guard you, you get the ball to that guy's hands, because we need to make one of those 2 foul. And they just fouled the best player on the floor for Newcastle out of the game.
One more foul to give before they go to the line. And we're going to foul off the ball. And they're going to get, I think, Lebo on this one.
Davis landed awkwardly on his ankle, too. He twisted his ankle on the way down.
Yeah, they're going to get this on Davis and put Lebo at the line.
88%.
Davis now has 4. And that puts J.J. Lebo shooting 68% at the line. He has 2 points here tonight. Lebo. And the crowd comes alive. Puts it in with no problem with the swish. It is now a 2-point 2-point Cumberland Valley lead.
It's 88% at the line right now, so the wrong guy if you're Newcastle to have the line. Now, the key thing is this is still going to be a one-possession game, whether he makes it or misses it.
Looks and shoots, front of the rim, no. Offensive rebound. They're going to go. Last touch by Pozolka, out of bounds, goes over to the Kings. Wow. Pozolka had position on the ball, came down, couldn't handle it, and goes out of bounds on the baseline with it.
How about Ralphie Blendo selling out to try to get the rebound? He's got 4 fouls and knows that if he gets called, that's it. And his career might be over. He sold out to get that call. That was unbelievable.
A timeout called here by the Kings as they get it across the timeline. 19.2 seconds remaining. Another Ponchos Insurance timeout. And this is a huge timeout for Coach Blendo as they trail by 2 here. Question I got to give you, Eric, is knowing the scenario that you're in, you got to be looking for Ralph Blendo to maybe get a 3 here and try to get the win, or do you go inside and try to tie this ball game up?
I'm taking whatever I can get. So if it's a 3 at the buzzer to win it, you just got to make sure it's not one from like out of half court. Unless it's sort of a scramble, the ball is loose, you got to get it and throw it up. I'm going to tell you right now, too, if I'm Cumberland Valley, as long as the guy's not shooting, you can foul.
Right. I was just going to say that.
So foul, and then foul him a couple times, make him think about it. And then if you're on Cumberland Valley's side, adjust your defense a little bit off an inbound when you see what they're trying to run here. I got to think, though, that it is going to be something for Blendo. I mean, come on. It's the last game he's ever going to play in this building. It's to go to the second round of the state tournament. Who else are you giving the ball to try to win the game right now?
The only other one we may think about is as a secondary shot would be Damian Harris, who has 3 threes here tonight.
Yeah, he will take the 3 if he has a chance. By the way, a little bit of breaking news. Bobby Fadden, now the all-time leading scorer in Mohawk history. Congratulations to him.
Absolutely. Well earned. Congratulations to Bobby Fadden. 51-49, 19 seconds remaining. Canes on the court. We'll have Lemon, Harris, Schaefer, Harrison, and Blendo.
Blendo on the block on the far side. This looks like screen off somebody, and he gets the shot at the arc.
Harris with the ball is immediately fouled.
A good job by Harris, too, to throw the ball up.
Yeah. They're going to say the foul happened before the shot, but good idea to try to get to the line.
And you readjust your defense. Cumberland Valley can kind of sit back and do that again and then try to figure out what they want to guard or how they want to switch things up.
Harris gives it over to Blendo. Blendo takes a shot on the run, but they're going to say foul on the floor.
Good call.
12.8 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Ralphie took a step after the whistle and shot that. Just a hair too late. But the right idea, again, you can still foul here if you're CV and get the stop clock.
Blendo with the ball, and he's immediately fouled on the ground. 9.8 seconds, that's the 3rd foul. Got 2 more before they even send him to the line. They'll probably just foul one more time and then play it out, Eric.
I'm playing defense here. I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it at all. Like, the 3 fouls are enough. They got 9 seconds. I got to try to guard now and win this game on the road.
Harris going to immediately fouled again. This time by J.J. Lebo. 8.4 seconds remaining. So one more foul, the Canes will go to a line. But a timeout here taken by Ralph Blendo and his Red Hurricanes. With 8.4 seconds, they'll try to draw something up. One of the strengths we've seen over the years, Eric, is plays coming out of the huddle here that Coach Blendo and his staff draws up. This will be interesting to see what they choose to do as they're down by 2 with 8.4 seconds, 51-49. Winner moves on to round 2 of the PIAA 6A championships.
The Shannock boys in the books, 64-39 over Rocky Grove. So they are on their way to the second round on Wednesday night next week. We're still going to have to wait and see who the winner of this game will play because that game is not going to end before we're done. But it was Coatesville in the lead at halftime over William Allen, and that's going to be a road show. That's going to the 4th now. Coatesville well in control, 46-23. Interesting if it's Cumberland Valley because they met Coatesville in the second round last year, and the game didn't go the Eagles' way. And if you're Newcastle, you're on the bus, you're probably going to Altoona or somewhere in the central part of the state for a nice 3.5 hour ride to play.
So Lemon will throw it in. 8.4 seconds. Lemon, Harris, Harrison, Blundo, and Schaefer on the court for the Canes. The season on the line as they trail by 2, 51-49.
Switched it up. Blundo off the block. He's going to be up top. Off
Give
the
it out
screen.
to Blundo. Deep three. Throws the rim. No good. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Harrison. Harrison shot underneath the bottom. No good. Clock expires. And Cumberland Valley comes away with a 2-point win. 51-49. And a dramatic ending of tonight's game. The Canes had a shot. Blundo had a look, and it just rolled the rim when it go in. Ball was on the ground, picked up by the Canes. Damon Harrison went underneath. Shot hit the rim and the board at the backside and fell short as the Canes season will come to end here at the Newcastle Fieldhouse here tonight, 51-49. What a magical game between these two schools. But Newcastle had a 12-point lead in the third quarter, and then came the Cumberland Valley comeback to trim it down to 3 at the end of 3, and they win it by 2 here in the fourth quarter.
That was unbelievable. Best game of the year by far. And you hate to be on the losing end for Newcastle. You couldn't have drawn up 2 better looks. I mean, you get Blundo for a 3 to try to win it. He took it early enough in the possession, so that way if there was a rebound, they had a chance to go get it for a putback. Harrison was right there. Don't think he knew exactly how much time was left on the clock. Had to spin himself around, had an excellent look at it, and just couldn't get it to go. What a game.
A difficult loss for the Canes. Congratulations to the Eagles of Cumberland Valley coming away with a 51-49 victory. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with our Tri-County Principals post-game show. You're listening to LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Congratulations to our February LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Union Girls Basketball as February's LCAP Team of the Month after winning their 3rd straight WPIAL championship. Congratulations to Coach Nogue and the undefeated Lady Scots basketball team, our February LCAP Team of the Month. Calling all sports fans, never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Union Township Volunteer Fire Department is proud to support Scotty's Athletics. Now booking events in the newly refurbished banquet hall. Call 724-654-7115 and leave a message with your name, number, and date of interest. Go Scotties!
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zane-Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Does your blueprint. And welcome back here to Newcastle as the Canes fall in the first round of the PIAA 6A championships here at home to Cumberland Valley, 51-49. As welcome to our Tri-County Principals postgame show, as we have a couple words to give out, plus recap tonight's scoring. And tonight's scoring recap is brought to you by Jen's Master Builders, family-owned and operated general contractors for 4 generations. Their extensive construction experience, design capabilities, and creative processes allow us to help you with any project to meet any challenge. Building our community for 70 years. Visit them online at gembuilders.com. And first for Cumberland Valley, they were led by senior Nolan Bazalka, who had 21 points here tonight. Jared Dualipo with 14. J.J. Lebo with 3 big points in the fourth quarter. Aiden Dill with 3. And that was all their scoring here tonight. Oh, excuse me. Preston Austin had 10 here tonight also. For the Canes, Damian Harris had 3 threes in the first half and finished with 9 points. Carell Harris ended with 7. Ralphie Blundo in his final game here in Newcastle ends up with 9 points in the ball game. Kai Cox led all scorers for Newcastle with 18, and Jaden Schaefer had a deuce, and Quaylen Davis had 4. And it's now time for our MVP, our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game, and our MVP Insurance MVP of the game. And we're going to give that first, the play of the game, to Ralphie Blundo. Earlier in the game, he made a nice roll inside, switched hands, and got the big bucket to try to ignite the offense for Newcastle. And he'll tonight win our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game award. And that will go to Ralphie Blundo of Newcastle. Maley Chiropractic and the Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Ralphie tonight's Play of the Game, and will receive a customized t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone. Video of tonight's trip could be featured on the Triple Sports Network standout platform. And to view a list of this year's top plays, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on Play of the Game. Congratulations again to Ralphie Blundo, tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. And tonight's MVP Insurance MVP of the Game award will go to Kai Cox, who led the Canes with 18 points here tonight. Kai Cox, Lawrence County SportsNet and MVP Insurance is proud to honor Kai Cox tonight with tonight's MVP, and he'll receive a customized t-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's MVP. To view a full list of this year's MVPs, go to lcsportsnet.com and click on MVP of the Game. Congratulations again to Kai Cox of Newcastle, tonight's MVP of the game. And MVP Insurance, call MVP for the win. Well, Eric, we've seen a tale of about 3 different games here tonight, to be quite honest. The first quarter, we've seen Cumberland Valley come out with all fire going their way as they got out to a 16-9 lead at the end of the quarter, and they really got out to a 10-0 lead to start the ball game, and it looked like at that point this could be the Eagles' start to a very successful night. But in the second quarter, the script flipped, as you mentioned, as Newcastle outscored Cumberland Valley 17-5 to take a 5-point lead at halftime, 26-21. But in the third quarter, the Canes actually built up a 12-point lead. But in the last 2 minutes of the quarter, Cumberland Valley cut that down to only 3, as they outscored the Canes in the third quarter 17-15, and the Canes led 41-38. And then Cumberland Valley, again, the Eagles outscored Newcastle in the fourth quarter 13-8 to come away with a 2-point victory here over the Canes. But a very entertaining game, one of the best high school games I've seen this year. And not a surprise, there's a lot of magic in this building. And this building always seems to give games down to the last moment. And tonight, the Canes were on the short end of that. But an impressive win, and congratulations to Cumberland Valley and what they have achieved this year, and they continue on in the playoffs.
Yeah, they really, CV, I mean, keep in mind, they were 0 of 10 in the second quarter this afternoon. They came back in the second half. So they finished the first half 5 of 20 shooting in all 5 field goals in the first half. They finished the game 13 of 22. I mean, that's an experienced team. They've grown up a lot in the year. They have just, I mean, they've put together what has been a remarkable program. Dave Espagnani's built this thing from the ground up. He's done his part, and he has made his team into a powerhouse. They're going to get Coatesville in the second round. We'll tell you the scores here in a minute. But 13 of 22 in the second half. They did the exact same thing to Newcastle that Newcastle did to them at the end of the second quarter and into the third. This thing looked like it had no business coming down to the wire like it did. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm probably going to take a lot of heat for saying this, I respect Ralph Blundo and his program, and I think this has been wonderful for me because I never got to really experience Newcastle like you guys have in the past until I came on board here. This is a magical place to watch a game, even when they're not here. Like we did that game last year with Mohawk and Elwood City, and it was fantastic here. This is the best gym in the area by far. This is the best crowd in the area. This is the best program, one of the best programs in the state. There's no question about that. When you want to be a great team, you have to build your schedule and have the kind of offseason that Cumberland Valley has. And that is go to the Eastern Ohio's, stay in a barn for 5 days, play basketball for 13 straight hours against top competition from across Ohio and other states. Go to West Virginia's team camp. Go to Philly for 6 weeks. Now, I know that Newcastle doesn't have the ability to, go to Philly for 6 weeks. It's all the way across the state. But you have to test yourself when you know at the other end of the line it's going to be Roman Catholic, or it's going to be, this year it could be Father Judge, or could be Central York somewhere down the line. It could be Upper St. Clair somewhere down the line. Whatever the case, if you want to beat the best, you've got to do what this Eagles team has done in the offseason, and you have to build it from the ground up from that point on. You could argue that their toughest competition was in the offseason. That's how good their schedule was in the offseason. But then you get to the regular season. The Mid-Penn Commonwealth was, I think, the best 6A division in the state next to the Philly Catholic League for the bigger schools, and really just overall. I mean, Philly Catholic League might have 3 state championship contenders in their top 3. And in teams, there were 5 teams in the Catholic League that didn't even make the state tournament that could win a 6A title. That tells you how good that league was. But I think those are the 2 best leagues in the entire state. And it's no knock on Newcastle doesn't pick their section, but if they had Upper St. Clair in there during the regular season, if they had Amani in there during the regular season, the competition would have been better. And I think that separates some of these teams when you get to the playoffs. I think the test in 13 teams that are in the state tournament Cumberland Valley has played this season, that makes a big difference when the game gets down to the wire like it was here this afternoon.
Yeah, anytime you challenge your team is more familiar in these situations, playing against very comparable talent, and talent that is out there to win a ball game just like you are. And it was no question about it. It's going to be a interesting offseason here for the Canes. It's going to take a while to get over the last 2 games that they played, especially here tonight at the Nikai High Fieldhouse, as the Canes will finish the season at 21-5, while Cumberland Valley will continue their season as they improve to 22-5 as they'll move on to the second round of the playoffs. For my partner, Eric Thomas, I'm Tim Continenza, wishing you all the best. Once again, our final score here from the Nikai High Fieldhouse for the final time in the 24-25 season. The Canes come up short to Cumberland Valley, 51-49. Have a great night, everyone.